may find the following footage deeply disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
That shit's like, I gave everything I had to this, and I still didn't come out on top. Fuck me.
Like fucking 12 burritos I could have had, man.
I've been about those burritos
fucking
lately.
the chorizo?
Yeah.
That is a motherfucking burrito.
Yeah. Dude,
Are we going
Yeah,
on?
we're live right now.
You gotta
Come and Go sponsorship or Maverick sponsorship.
Yeah,
Maverick
fuck Come and Go.
Those
For the record,
those
Maverick.
those Mormons make some fucking burritos like crazy, dude.
Is Maverick a Mormon company?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
Dude, I didn't know this.
Yeah, Maverick is a Utah Mormon-owned company.
So those are the Lord's burritos.
Well,
Bro, because let me tell you, I roll around on that 91 fucking octane from Maverick.
dude,
hell
so,
yeah.
I'm
so they've
rolling
got
around with
the best
Latter-day
burritos.
God.
They've got the jet fuel
Jesus,
octane.
take the bars.
Yeah. We're all gonna
and
go
the
to.
beauty thing with Maverick there too is they're dedicated 91 ethanol free pumps.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes. Let me
yeah,
get.
that blue handle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Down
okay.
south.
Oh really?
Not here in Colorado. So I go up to Cheyenne for my
fucking
gas.
Maverick here on
The
fucking
one here
Mulberry.
on Mulberry has it.
91?
Yeah,
Yup.
91 ethanol free blue handle.
Yup.
There's a Maverick on Mulberry?
Or is it 87
I-25
here?
in Mulberry.
Yeah.
Is it 87 ethanol free?
Yeah.
But it's still dedicated.
By the way, this is the Chief and Tatanka show. We're live in Tatanka's backyard. Let me paint the picture for you. We're fucking outside. It's dark outside. We've got a nice little fire pit going. Some tiki torches. Our liquid deaths. And we're doing a fucking show. Audio only. We've got some guests. We haven't had guests in a while.
It's true, we haven't had guests in a while.
The Ghost is back. The Ghost Benjamin is here. And finally joining us, we've talked about him, I think, every fucking show to this point, is our
Cheers.
local friendly bison rancher, Castle.
He has been a huge support of the show.
He does.
So,
He's probably our only constant listener besides the Ghost.
No way.
I listen all the time.
Well, as a tumbleweed rancher, I have a lot of time to kill with podcasts.
all right, so let's go to a Q&A format here. Okay, so let's talk about your tumbleweeds for a second, all right? Because I go on social media, and I'm like, man, this sucks. It's like a little cold outside. I can't
Wind's
ride
blowing.
my motorcycle.
Not real fun on the motorcycle.
I'm like, man, I just got to sit here and play fucking video games.
And I do my fucking chores, guy.
And I open Facebook, and Mike's fighting this battle with fucking tumbleweeds, man.
Fucking tumbleweed, stick my fence out, catching some wild bison. What do I do? Anyone want to help? No. No, I don't.
I just gotta say thank you, Chief, for that validation right there. Fighting the battle, that's what it is. Dude. Fighting, okay, yeah.
So
Fighting
they
losing battle.
the losing battle. So they just blow in, and then they like leave seeds, and then they grow more brush, and
Oh, good Lord. So, yeah, that's true. I started digging into tumbleweeds, like mitigation really, but that it got me onto like one of the Tatanka's rabbit holes of history and
right.
so I learned
Right, like the
the
history of
history of tumbleweeds in America.
Okay.
And
Probably goes right along with the history of barbed wire.
which
They go hand in hand.
all right, Wyoming boy, like, that's another episode right there.
Dude, we could literally do an hour on barbed wire.
Yeah.
But we'd have to have a camera for that because there's so many different types of shit.
Yeah.
But
4-string
it's
twist,
suspected to
2-string
have
twist.
come in tainted flaxseed sacks from Russia.
Fuck the fucking Russians.
I wasn't gonna say it was a communist thing. I'm just
Communist
saying
bastards.
there were
and
people
their
trying to
tumbleweeds.
pursue freedom, came over with some dirty sacks of flaxseed, and it just spread wild. And there were some studies done in like
I've heard that about Russians spreading wild.
and it
is
went
mail order
it
pride.
went crazy. Yeah. And I was going somewhere and you derailed me, dude.
Mail order brides will
they
definitely
did
derail you.
they did studies in the 1800s, and it was even reported to the U.S. government at that point that if this isn't remedied, it's gonna take over the West.
Wow.
And
So
here we are.
It wasn't remedied, clearly.
No, and here we are in 2024, still
Fighting
fighting the
that
good
fucking
fight.
battle.
You know, God damn it, fight communism, fight tumbleweeds. It's the same thing.
It's like a reverse fucking snowdrift, right? Where instead of a snow piling
Yeah.
up on the backside of the windbreak, these shits pile up on the front of the windbreak, and they put so much weight on the barbed wire strands, they just knock it. They pull the fence down, or what?
The trouble for me is that since I raised bison, my top wire is 6 feet tall.
Okay.
So while most people are running their T-posts like in the 5 to 6 foot range, and they're pounding it down, so it's, like you said, 4 feet above the ground. My posts
I know
are...
what 4 inches looks like. It's probably not.
I've not seen 4 inches.
I was gonna say, I know your wife knows what 4 inches looks
Yeah,
like.
that.
It goes back to those 3.5-inch floppies we were talking about earlier. The floppy disks. We were trying to figure out the card situation here. But that top wire on the bison fence is 6 feet tall. So I've got 6 wires of high tensile wire. And that's made to stretch, which is really good and also really shitty with tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
So instead of just catching that top wire at 4 feet and blowing over, I'm catching that top wire at 6 feet, and those tumbleweeds build up. And in this South Cheyenne wind, it's 90 miles an hour ripping in one direction for days on end, and it puts a 7-foot fence on the fucking ground.
Jeez.
And it puts me in tears. Not actually, I haven't cried yet because the wind is blowing so hard it dries my tears before they hit my face. But I want to cry.
No.
I want to cry real bad.
You didn't have any fucking animals get out, did you?
No.
Because if I'm driving down the road and I see a bison in the road, I've run into some fucking wildlife before, but I might panic a little bit. In fact, your buddies, the guys that was at Lay Valley Bison Ranch, Lay
Yes.
Creek,
Yeah, Lay Valley.
Lay Valley Bison Ranch.
Uh-huh.
Dude, when I go by their ranch in the middle of the night, I am always a little paranoid that there's going to be a 3,000-pound bull just chilling out there in the dark for me to smash into.
Maybe. Colorado's a fence-out state, so it's a free-range state.
I think about it a lot. Let's put it that way. And the number of times I've hit elk on that same road, yeah,
Oh, you've hit them?
twice
In the big truck?
in the big truck.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
I've killed 2 elk in that truck.
That's a higher success rate than most hunters.
Yep. Dude, I've thought about. I want to start putting like World War II bomber little tick marks
Yeah.
for like every animal I take out. Because rabbits, I'm an ace at this point. Actually, I'm probably a double
I was
ace.
gonna say you're about to be an ace with elk, right? Is it 3? Is that right?
5.
Five's
Yeah.
an ace.
5's an
Okay.
ace.
All right.
So I'm an ace with birds and rabbits
I almost
Yeah.
took out a rabbit today, actually.
on the new bike.
Yeah. I thought
So okay, we need to go back because last week we talked about your wife got a new bike, and what did I tell you not to fucking do? I told you not to fucking scratch your bike, right?
Are we going here?
What did you do?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
That
no,
was- that was
you
weeks-
scratched the fuck out of that bike. That's what I know.
No, sir. I don't remember that.
So you got a new bike though too?
Yeah, I had to go out and get a new bike.
Because yours,
Transmission blew up.
fuck all that.
Yeah, 20,000 miles, blew a bunch of teeth. Called the dealership, just like, yeah, it's covered under warranty, but we won't have it fixed for a month. And,
No, sir.
Yeah,
down the
that's not gonna work for me. Like,
I don't know if you got to take a look at all of Chief in his glory, but he needs a motorcycle all the time.
yeah, it is true. I mean, I really go everywhere, pretty much. Like my truck gets maybe 5,000 miles a year, maybe 6. That's it. And then I get 10,000 on the bike. Like, it was so funny because I was talking about it. My truck's like 4 years old and has like 65,000 miles on it, so it's got some, But I'm like,
It's broken.
yeah, oh yeah, pretty much, right? And I'm like proud of the fact I have like such low miles on it, but I'm proud of the fact that I have almost 500 miles on my new bike. So
In a
it's
week?
like,
In a week?
yeah,
Not bad. Not
yeah,
bad.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah, that's
I'm a little jealous.
yeah. Well, I rode up to
Like I know guys that do 500 on a new
That's
bike
not
in a
even a
weekend, but if you're doing adult things and jobs and school, that makes sense.
yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, it's a good effort.
yeah. I mean, I wanted to go on a long trip, but it's just been busy,
Mm-hmm.
Been busy, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean that bike is. I am so happy with that bike. I knew I was gonna be happy with it, but it's such a departure from. I don't know. I say it's a departure, but like, it's still a touring motorcycle.
So
it's just not like a cruiser.
You got the Harley Davidson Pan America CVO.
Yes.
I don't think we specified what you got.
Yes.
We also didn't specify he should have bought a Harley in the first place.
Well,
That's
lesson learned.
You know,
Yeah, lesson learned.
we're all a little partial here.
I mean,
but
I liked my Indian, and it was cool rolling around on something not everybody had. But I had a Chief, and the problem is it's just, it wasn't set up for touring,
no,
and so like when I do these like trips that we do and we eat up like 700 miles in a day, like that's just kind of rough.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I rode that motorcycle for more than like an hour, I was sore. I've been on that bike for like 2 hours at a time.
good to go.
Oh yeah.
You sent me the pictures. Where did you go?
Ooh, so I went to a open range up 287, so like near Livermore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Forks
The
Mercantile-
Forks restaurant.
Yeah, so on the other side of that's where that open range was.
Oh, I know where you're at. Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't like crazy dirt trails. It was a dirt road,
It
but
was a well-maintained county road.
yeah, but it was
No, but you sent me those pictures, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. Also, fuck you.
yeah. Dude. No, I know. I sent it to like a handful of people like in the middle of the week, and they're like, "Really? It's like Wednesday at 2 p.m. Like, what are you doing?"
Good.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Just
"Right."
have
at least
safety
you
net
got
in
the
your dick.
pictures.
Yeah, sending this out to my friends and make them jealous.
I feel like that's my standard response anytime you send me a motorcycle picture. I'm like, that's awesome. Fuck off.
Yeah, yeah. It was funny because I had this like big I don't know if I told you. Oh, I told you this. So I was like in Fort Collins, and I was at a stoplight, and this dude pulls up, and he's like one of those like Harley brothers. You know what I mean? Like the brother.
Hell yeah, brother. Sick wheels, brother.
Yeah, so he's like in overalls, like jean overalls, on this like old school like street glide, rolls up to me, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He's like, "Hey, thanks for your service." I'm like, "Thanks, dude." He's like, "What the fuck is that thing?"
I see it's weird, but I also see it says HD on it.
Yeah. I'm like, "Hey, don't attack me. It says Harley." Like, And I'm like, "It's a Harley." And he's like, "Oh, wait. Does it have that Max Revolution or the Porsche motor in it?" Yeah. All right, you better be safe on that thing. And then he just rips off, and I'm like, "Oh my god." But yeah, that's what's interesting to me about this bike is they took the Max Revolution motor, or I don't know.
The V-Rod motor,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
basically a V-Rod motor.
Which
yeah.
was such a successful bike.
Ugh.
Insert sarcasm.
More
Right.
successful than Buell.
But what's
Well,
yeah, well, man, I'll tell you, they're coming out with this new super.
Live Wire Point 2.
No, it's I forget the name of what they're
It's
calling
the
it.
M18 version.
Watch out for Vapor Lock at 500 miles.
It's like
Ooh, that'll have nice audio.
yeah, it's like a super performance cruiser kind of deal. It's like got it's like almost like a lowrider. It kind of looks like, but the engine's a little bit different, and it weighs like 450 pounds, and that's it. Like that thing fucking rips. But
That scares me a lot.
yeah, well, this bike scares me, man. I had it in sport mode the other day, and I laid on throttle too much in first gear, and front end came up a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, that's what that feels like. Let's take this out of sport mode and never put it there again." Well, and it's weird, right? Because on a cruiser, like you're looking at 6,000 RPM is where you redline, generally speaking.
Right.
On the Pan Am, it's not until 9,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like I've stalled it just because I'm not giving it enough gas to go, because I'm just not used to revving that high.
Wow.
I mean, I haven't ridden a sport bike in I don't even want to think about, I guess 17 years, so it's been a long time. That's what it kind of reminds me of, because you leave it in gear for a while, it feels like, compared to a cruiser.
That's fucking awesome. It's a good looking bike too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I like to look at it.
sweet. I'll tell you.
I like to look at other people's bikes.
Yeah.
Think about what I don't own.
Oh, I know, man. I'm like, wait, how long is the term loan on?
Nope.
Yeah. Holy
Nope.
shit! I'll be how old?
Nope. You're just gonna ride this ride.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's been good. It's a nice change. Got a lot more room.
So last week we talked about Smedley Butler, right?
Yeah.
The two Medal of Honor recipient.
Mm-hmm.
What were you telling me earlier, Ghost?
So there's a thing in Marine Corps boot camp that you are taught about the Marines that have won 2 Medal of Honor, but I say Marines plural because actually beyond Smedley Butler, there's actually another one by the name of Dan Daly. Dan Daly is also a Marine that has won 2 Medals of Honor.
Do you know what conflicts?
I don't off the top of my head. It's been too long.
Somebody's got a phone.
I got a phone, and I got a good narrator voice. I'll do it.
I was going to pull that up while we were waiting.
Well, I think it's Ghost Dude, so he should probably read it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying it's Ghost Dude.
So what else are you working on besides clearing tumbleweeds off of 2 miles of fence?
I don't know.
Being a dad.
Yeah, yeah. Also, not 1 month old, by the way.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. I'm like, no, there's no way on that.
Dude.
Like, I'm like trying to do the math in my head, and I'm like,
I mean, I got up to 12 weeks. I mean, it could be. No,
I mean, yeah, you were almost
I was
4
on-
months.
I would have got there if I'd have kept going.
If
probably
you
would've
had
passed
kept
it.
Going, yeah.
He's a year old.
you
No,
kept
that's not
going
right either.
like the way you play cricket and darts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you actually played cricket?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Well, wait, like British
Like
cricket?
for real cricket? Yeah.
No, not that.
Oh.
Only in darts.
Oh.
But that looks cool. I would do
I
it.
played it once.
Did you?
Well, maybe
looks
twice.
like a
I don't
dude
remember.
I don't wanna
yeah.
fuck with.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
Servicemen
It's-
with 2 Medal of
You
Honor.
got like
It's
a
like
shillelagh,
wannabe
right?
baseball.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't know
talk
that
about
guy.
shillelaghs.
know that
Get the
either.
Irish boy in me fired up.
1920.
You can fuck someone up with a shillelagh,
Oh, I know.
but a cricket bat. I mean, you're still a Brit, so whatever.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So you trip over your big teeth or whatever in the process.
Yeah, drown. Trip over your big teeth, drown in your tea. I don't know.
Drowning that you've been horribly taxed on.
Yes.
It's in the bottom of my fucking harbor.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Fuck them redcoats.
Yeah. But my kid's 4 months old. Yep.
Yeah.
Tax
So
this,
doing the dad
tax this dick, George Washington, probably.
Oh, Lord, this is
Yeah.
a family show. What
Is
what's
it?
your language?
Is it though?
He's like, it is in our house.
Gotta raise my boy right.
That's
I've thought about maybe curbing the use of the F-bomb on the show, and then I go, nah.
You're like, yeah, I'm good. No, that's it, Serene.
So,
You got
Although I did chop out a large amount of time from our last show because it was just
whoa,
wild.
whoa,
Wild.
Whoa! I forgot how explicit those videos were.
Dude,
too.
did you like my splice in though?
Yeah, it
that was pretty great.
It was like nothing even happened.
you guys gotta start like an OnlyFans, a subscription only for the outtakes.
Where they pay me to put my clothes back on.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Here's $1. Put a shirt on, man.
It's called Not Fans.
Not fans.
Not fans. Not a fan.
You got.
I do.
You got your guy.
Read her up.
Yep, so Dan Daly. So his first award was in 1901 for actions awarded for actions during the China Relief. And then his second award was in 1950 for the U.S. invasion and occupation of Haiti. So
with Schmedley,
What's your boy?
with my boy Butler. Schmedley.
yeah.
What a name.
Yeah.
So and
That's
actually
the one he didn't want, right? That was his
No,
first.
the first
first
one
one Smedley Butler got, he didn't want.
in the help me, Philippines.
Okay.
He was like, or no,
Guadalcanal? No.
Mexico. The
Mexico.
one in Veracruz. He was like, nah, bro.
All right. I mix up the dates. Sorry.
Dude, there's so many conflicts that the United States has been involved with that, like, you just don't even get in a public education history class. So many.
Yeah.
Like, there's things, like, as much as I love history and I like to read, every once in a while, like, I know when I was talking about Smedley Butler, I brought up the Banana Wars. I literally had to go and look up what the fuck that was. I was like, what is the Banana? Oh, Nicaragua. Okay. There's so many.
But
Well,
did
that's
you
what
learn
just
hot
shocked
cross buns on a recorder?
Yeah, fucking
Hell
nail
yeah,
that.
dude. So you said public school.
Yeah.
That'll get me spun up on a whole nother topic.
Ooh, here we go.
It's not public school. It's fucking government school.
Oh, let's
But
go.
No, I don't.
Here we
wanna,
go.
No, I don't want to take any of the glory away from our guy over here.
No, this actually led to an interesting fact that we were talking about too. So pulling up the Wikipedia for him. So Dan Daly was a United States Marine and one of 19 U.S. servicemen to have been awarded the Medal of Honor twice.
That's wild.
So there are 19 servicemen that have won the Medal of Honor.
That shit's
twice.
wild.
That is fucking insane to me. That is
Yeah, I was aware
absolutely
of the
insane.
2 Marines, but I was not aware of the other 17.
I want to know, what I'm curious about is, are they all different conflicts? Like they were in the service. Well, let's say like for you, you were enlisted, and there was 2 different conflicts going on, Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah, the Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom.
So, like, I wonder how many were recipients of that award in 2 separate conflicts, or how many were rewarded 2 medals of honor in Vietnam because that shit was just wild.
I don't have an answer to that question.
I think we're all looking at Ghost to
I'm trying to
find out.
I'm trying to find the list
To
right
avoid
now.
The awkward
podcast
the
just cut
awkward
out.
the awkward
Did we
cricket.
find the pause button?
This new system we're using does have a pause button.
I did see that.
Yeah, I'm happy to know that so that I don't just fucking cut us off again. Jesus. We're new at this. I don't know if you picked up on that.
I mean, this is like our second rodeo, I guess.
Definitely a second
Do we
rodeo.
want to do a rodeo session? I mean, do you guys? This is
I do love
this
a
is your
rodeo.
show.
That would be cool.
I mean,
I love it. I mean, I think like, you know, as we do more and more episodes, like this is really starting to have and take its own identity, and I feel like we've talked about a lot of just really cool shit. So why not go do some cool shit too?
I think so. What I'd be curious to know is how many people actually watch, because I know you were saying you listen on Spotify when you drive home, so you're not watching the two idiots in chairs.
not that I'd admit to Colorado State Patrol.
We're not going to go there.
We're moving into some murky water, gentlemen.
Redacted.
Don't text and drive, kids.
But how many people watch us on YouTube or on Spotify versus just have us plugged in and are listening? Because if we could figure out that sort of metric, maybe we just move to this audio only system and we start going places and doing this kind of setup with 4 people. Like this is what we're going to do at Yellowstone, obviously.
Right.
But we could go to rodeos or
And I think
whatever.
it'd be cool to get like a
Like-
camera too, so we can
Yeah.
like record at the same time while we're doing this, and then we could match the two. You know.
Yeah, that's somebody that's smarter at tech than me.
Well, I don't know. Like I can read instructions,
That's like
but like actually like doing the shit, not so much.
that's like moving into we need a producer level. We're not there yet.
No. Maybe after the Liquid Death sponsorship, we can pursue a producer.
Yeah. Speaking of Liquid Death, you and me are both. Well, you've got the Red Bull, but
I got mine right here in front of me. I haven't cracked it yet.
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers.
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. I've got the lime, severed lime. It's actually, I think, one of my top 3 favorite flavors.
Is it?
Severed lime. I'm gonna get the names wrong, but the severed lime, the orange one from last couple weeks ago,
That's pretty good.
the citrus one,
I think it was citrus.
oh.
Yeah.
and then the cherry one. Or
yeah,
that's top
cherry
3.
One. Okay.
Top 3.
I think. Okay, so I don't know if I have a top 3. I would say the Grim Leafer is my number 1.
Oh, you like the teas?
I love the teas.
I haven't
yeah.
moved. I haven't moved down the teas very much, except for the not Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. The Arnold Palmer is all right. It's a little sour for me, I think, but yeah, the Grim Leafer is pretty good. That's
Okay.
my favorite.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll have to move into the teas at some point.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, Liquid Death. Hopefully they come through any day now, you know?
Yeah.
I would get a fucking Liquid Death tattoo on my body if they sponsored us.
I mean, I'm game if you're game.
I'm fucking serious.
I've got Go Fast Don't Die fucking plastered all over my arm. That's one of my favorite companies. Hey, speaking of companies, I was telling you we need to do let's do shout outs to veteran-owned businesses.
Yeah, that sounds great.
The one I was thinking of for this week is War Turtle Woodworking out of, I don't know if it's Greeley or Windsor, Colorado, but my dude Eugene does woodworking out of his garage, and he made a sign for the new baby for her bedroom. And dude, they were fast. He did good work. It was beyond reasonably priced. It's him and his wife just working out of his garage. He's going to retire from the National Guard soon.
Nice.
I'll put a link to his Facebook page
Okay.
in the comments or whatever of this when I post it.
So, can I piggyback off that?
Send it for Sergeant.
Okay. So, to piggyback off that.
Chief.
Wow, no response to First Sergeant.
Well, I get it. You know, to piggyback off what the lieutenant said. No, but what I think is really cool about seeing some of these, like, I mean, obviously there's a ton of different veteran-owned businesses, but what I think is cool about, like, the wood shops and the furniture and, like...
The dude's forging knives. And
yeah, shit like that. Like, that stuff is, like, so cathartic and therapeutic, I feel like. You know, and I think it's great that veterans are finding a way to, like, to have a good, healthy, like, coping mechanism. But they're also, like, finding a good way to, like, bring in some revenue, you know? And really it's, you know, these veterans that are, like, turning these hobbies and these passions into, like, these passion projects into, like, you know, maybe some sustainable income or even a supplemental income. And really, I think that's great.
Well, and that's like the War Turtle. Last time when I was picking up that sign for Delaney, you good
There
over
was
there?
something over there. There was definitely a sound back there, right?
We've got raccoons around here.
Well, I ain't strapped, just so you know. But I got a big knife, so...
You fought a raccoon before.
I did,
Right.
and I got bit.
Yeah. You still got your nipple though, right?
I do have all
right.
nipples. All three.
Anyways.
I got one on the
No,
side that I just consider
Do you really?
No.
Dude, I knew a kid in high school who did.
I knew a guy
Like-
too. It's so weird. It's so weird. He's like, oh, and he would like tell people about it, like, oh, you know, we're introducing ourselves to this class. Throw out a little known a random fact, and he's like, I have 3 fucking nipples, and I'm like, whoa, this guy's gonna have a lot of friends.
I feel like I want to hang out with you on Saturday night.
Yeah, for science.
Anyways, War Turtle, he was telling
Yeah.
me when I was picking up the sign that like, dude, he's grown so fast, and he had this like, dude, he's this massive machine that like laser cuts wood and leather.
Nice.
I'm gonna have him make us some hats too.
Oh, fucking A.
Yeah, I sent him a logo, so we're gonna have some sick hats pretty soon. We're gonna do like 1980s style billboard trucker hats with like just a giant logo.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, and then
I'd
we
wear
can,
that.
yeah, we can hook up our fucking guests too
Yep.
when they come.
It's what I
But
was.
You guys are gonna have to come back to get the hat. We're not gonna like retroactively give you a hat.
Well-
No backdated pay.
no back pay.
I've got my badass Save One hat already.
Yeah, I'm working.
You're wearing yours
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
wearing yours. I've got my new Old Bones hat.
And right here in Wellington, like a mile and a half west of us, and maybe
2 miles.
How far is Baumgars?
2 miles. 2 miles.
Baumgars 2 miles?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
2.2.
So then 2 miles west of us, and maybe a half mile, quarter mile south, there's a first responder owned business called Skyforward Laser. And they do all sorts of laser engraving. They've engraved all my mags for work, and they've done a bunch
cool.
of
That's
leather
cool.
products for me too.
Yeah.
Nice.
But there's a lot of that stuff out there that you guys are talking about.
You'll have
Yeah.
to send me a link. I can add the link on there.
All right.
What about you? Who you got?
Well, I was going back to the answering your who received 2 medals of honor for different conflicts.
Oh, yeah,
So, the first double medal of honor recipient was Thomas Custer, brother of George Armstrong Custer, for 2 separate actions that took place several days apart during the American Civil War. So, same
Okay,
conflict,
same conflict.
days apart. He won a Medal of Honor twice.
That's okay. That's
So,
wild.
This doesn't have to be in separate conflicts either. So,
Days apart.
mhm.
I feel like it's a bad man. It's a bad
find
man.
out more about him. Thomas Custer,
Dude,
U.S.
Okay.
Army officer,
all right. So let me, since we're
Battle
talking
of Little
about
Bighorn.
Medal of Honor recipients.
Was he a survivor of the Battle of the Bighorn?
He served as
Greasy
the
grass?
aide of George Armstrong Custer during the Battle of Little Bighorn. Nope, the 2 of them, along with their younger brother, were killed at the Oklahoma
Okay.
defeat. So yeah, Thomas Custer died at Little Bighorn
Dude, that was a wild event.
at 31 years of age.
Like, okay, Battle of the Bighorn, Battle of the Greasy Grass. I think, this is a hard one for me because we fucked down some Native Americans.
Yeah.
Straight fucked the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Took their land. We violated every fucking treaty. Like,
Still are.
still are.
Yeah, there's that.
And we'll continue to. Not going to change. We fucked them down. I say we like it was me, like I was alive. But
Reparations, right?
yeah, reparations. The United States federal government fucked them down. Something fierce. And Custer was just a cocky fuck, and he approached that completely wrong. I don't know if you've been there. You've been to the battle site. You've been there?
No, I haven't. I've ridden through there.
I'm going to say tactically, pass.
They chose
I'll
the
wait.
wrong area.
Yeah, that's going to be a no for me.
Through hills and I was like, looked down and just saw the fields and was like,
Nope.
you did not pick a good place.
Yep.
Right, and not only that, but like, you know, the indigenous tribes were like unconventional warfare. You know, they were
Yeah, they were the first guerrilla
tactics.
Yeah.
You know, and you had these conventional forces that you know, were used to a certain type of warfare. You know, where they all just stand across from each other and shoot muskets at each other, and now you have people that are like, they are literally fighting for everything they fucking have.
Their land, their home turf.
They're I mean, yeah,
Shit,
because
it's not just territory. Like
My bison.
They believe so. They believe so deeply in what that was. It wasn't ground and grass. It was
Life, everything.
Yeah, it was heart and soul.
right.
Their beliefs,
Yeah,
their great spirit.
Right.
So,
And
that's heavy.
you think about America back in the day before it was developed and civilized, and I mean, even now there's parts of America the landscape, the environment, the ecosystem is just harsh. It's hard to survive. You know? I mean, sometimes I'm like rolling through the foothills and I'm like, what would it be like if I was on a fucking horse right now?
Dude,
staring out at the plains. Like, that's kind of scary, bro.
there's times in this fucking house I'm like, why do we live here?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think about. But anyway, I digress. Sorry.
And it's not to say like I wasn't there. I don't know that I could come up with a solution that we would have been able to coexist with tribes and allow them to have their way of life plus.
Dude, but that's the
our way
fucking
of
problem
life.
with it right there is allow them. Right?
Wait, okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right.
That was the trouble. Is
Yeah.
allow them.
I don't have that answer.
Nah,
Well, I think,
no one does.
and I think a lot of it too was, you know, like you talk about the 1600s, and really the
Well,
1700s,
this
right?
is even deep into the late 1800s.
Yeah, for sure. But you talk about these countries that would go over to other like pieces of land that would have like tribes and maybe their societal structure wouldn't be as developed and they didn't have the same resources as like, you know, these other countries around the world like London and New York City and
Talking like the British Empire and the way that they just took over.
right.
Well,
and
that's,
it was
and that's
like,
the thing
well,
is when you talk about quote unquote natives, okay? So every land has been taken over. Like England belonged to the fucking Romans, and before that it was, you know, the Huns, and the Byzantine Empire. Like everything has fucking changed hands 8 times,
Right.
or
Absolutely.
more.
That's the truth.
So
who has
the right?
Who can stake the claim?
Yeah.
well, and I
No one.
right.
So
And none
fucking-
of us come from.
We're sitting here
anything
waiting
but
for
stolen land.
fucking China to come and fucking plant their flag here.
Red Dawn.
I mean, they already started
Yeah.
with TikTok, so
No.
Shit.
Shit.
yeah. But I
Or
think
every
like,
fucking railroad spike, right?
Yeah.
and I think very, very central to this idea of like occupying land and developing it and turning it into this massive like civilization was this entitlement that we know how to live better as a species and we are more civilized and therefore this is the right thing to do and you must conform,
Right.
right? And like obviously that's incorrect, right? Like
Absolutely.
like, you know, I mean,
Yes.
there's no way that like, yeah, I mean the whole, and it's not just Native Americans and indigenous people there, right? Like, I mean, this shit has happened hundreds and thousands of years. Like, Geneva Conventions, like you have France and England telling Germany, like, you can't just roll into Poland and take it, right? And they're like, really? You want to get started on this? What about fucking India? What about fucking, Nova Scotia? What about
Mexico? Was Spain? Was the Aztecs? Was the Inca? Was who the fuck before them?
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, really interesting. Hey, so speaking of Aztecs and stuff, like the Aztec civilizations, they built some very impressive like structures and things. Think it was aliens?
Shit. Are we going back to the conspiracy theories?
No, not
here?
necessarily. Okay, maybe conspiracy light for a second.
Okay, here's my question.
How
is it that you have continent A, right, as pyramids, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got fucking continent B way the fuck over there, same time period, also has pyramids. And no record of who the fuck built them.
It's a really effective way to stack rocks.
Okay, Marine.
There it is.
You're fine.
Archaeologist fighting for your field of study right now. Because archaeologists will tell you that same shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
figured out how to stack rocks really well.
what if there
What
was
did
some
they-
kind of outside interference or some kind of outside, like...
What do they need to stack the rocks for?
No, it's just very efficient.
He's a Marine. He's
Spoken like a
efficient.
true man that has
Yeah.
moved to Sandbagger 3.
or 5.
Or 5.
In the rain.
In the rain. After sweeping the concrete.
And then put his MRE to cook on a rock or something.
Rock or something, which is actually what it says in the directions. It says rock or something. And I've used or something more
amazing.
often than not.
Right.
Dude, there's so many squirrels in this conversation right now.
Oh, I know. This is great. Whoa, that log definitely did it.
Did you soak it in gasoline before you
No.
threw it on there?
Okay, I did see
Fire
a,
tender.
I did... Oh, the gas... Did we use gas to start the fire?
Yes, we did. We used gas to start the fire.
Nice. I was wondering.
Do you know me? Yes, we use gasoline.
Okay, fair.
Not out here with my fucking flint and fucking rubbing 2 sticks together starting
Like
a
a
fire.
true American prepper. Come on.
Liquid
Jeez. Out here on the prairie, we do things different.
So speaking...
Throw a pile of fucking sticks together on like rocks piled
Right.
and throw some gasoline on
Right.
it, bitch.
You
Light
gotta
her
get
up.
the Eagle Scout in me. I'm just saying. I'm out here with a bow drill.
Yeah.
Okay, Eagle
That's where I
Scout.
went. I was thinking bow drill, you know?
How do you feel
We
about the
use our
new?
electric
No,
smoker
no.
to cook
No?
ourselves some
I
rocks.
didn't mean to do that.
No,
I didn't mean. I meant to. I didn't.
I saw there's a new organization that's like the replacements. I don't remember what it was called, but it's a new Christian-based. I can't even say the word scouting.
One.
It's-
Like they took boy out of the name. It's like Scouting America now.
well, this is a completely different organization.
Oh, is
that-
it for boys?
It's for boys to
Support it
like
then.
do fucking boy shit.
Good.
Not that girls can't do boy shit. I don't want to be that guy, but like Boy Scouts were the thing. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna go on
Yeah.
camping trips and fucking
Dude,
do
like-
orientation and fucking land nav and cook a pot of I don't even know what's in there, but like 40 different types of stew.
Yeah.
And look at geography or geology and
Learn how to use a fucking compass.
learn how to use a
Yeah,
knife.
like,
Get merit badges.
God, are we gonna get this political and like off the rails and controversial?
Well, it's not like we can stay with a topic for longer than 3 minutes.
Hang on 1 second. Who all was in the Boy Scouts? Holy
Oh, wait,
shit.
we don't have video. I was.
3 of us.
75%.
75% of the group here.
75% of attendees.
So wait, you're an Eagle
I'm
Scout.
an Eagle Scout.
I was just a Boy Scout.
I was a tenderfoot.
That's the first rank of Boy Scouts. Good
Yeah,
job.
I was like fucking out.
You showed up for a
I
meeting.
showed up for a meeting. I didn't.
I stayed with it for like 4 or 5, 6 years. kinda
I was
half
only
that,
like
but
2 or
then
3.
I had to get out, so.
So we should clarify before I say this is that I don't have anything against this particular religion. Well, maybe I do, but like my Boy Scout,
Your Boy Scouts,
Scoutmaster?
your truth.
my troop was based out of a LDS. church.
No, I got started in a Mormon
Yeah.
Cub Scout pack.
I didn't hang out with them for very long. I was like, this is getting a little weird. I'm going to move.
Mormon. We left because we found out our scout leader was a Satanist.
I'm not Mormon.
Jesus.
No, sure,
But
but
I-
I didn't
So
know
I had the
there
complete
was, like-
opposite experience
Well,
as you guys.
so I'm probably not the one to speak on the specifics.
That's why you should speak on the specifics.
So, growing up, my dad died young. My grandfather had a pretty big role in my life. My grandfather and my grandma were Mormon or LDS, Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
And trying to fill that role and give me the masculine influence that all boys need, he got me started in Cub Scouts, which turns into Weeblos, which turns into Boy Scouts.
Okay.
And typically, in my experience, starting in Arizona and then also continuing in Colorado, the LDS or the Mormon Church has a pretty significant. They do a lot with Boy Scouts. They usually have their own troops within their own wards and stuff like that. And then also outside of LDS and outside of the Mormon Church are a lot of Boy Scout troops that have nothing to do with specific religions.
Okay.
Many of them meet at churches because the churches, as an offering to the community, will let them have a space to meet at for free. But really has nothing to do with any sort of
with religion.
any belief system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's interesting, backing up to the way you were raised. So my family was also LDS Mormon until my grandfather passed away when my dad was 15, and in a truck crash. And because my dad was 15, like all the elders tried to like step in and raise him or like be that dad figure. And you guys haven't met my dad, but at 15 and all these strange dudes trying to raise him, he was like, "No, fuck all y'all, I'm out." And that was the end.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
my parents asked me when I was a kid, when I was a boy, do you want to do Boy Scouts? And I was like, okay, seems cool, or whatever. I don't know. And then I think maybe I hung out with them one time, and there was like a lot of rules, and like I couldn't.
Dude, and they're fucking nerds, bro.
Fucking straight
They're
nerds.
fucking nerds.
Every-
Like, as an Eagle Scout, I will tell you, they're fucking nerds. And I love them to death.
Even
really
as
do.
a kid, I was like, there seems like there's a lot of rules, and it seems really serious.
It wasn't that serious.
Yeah.
But now I'm
There
like,
wasn't
man,
at that age. It feels
Yeah.
It feels-
yeah,
Dude.
it seemed like a lot of work.
Especially if you don't like, if you already don't like rules. Yeah.
How the fuck did I Boy
How did you make
Scouts?
chief?
I don't know.
How did you make
Right.
I
chief?
don't know. I'm like, if I have such a problem with authority, how did I even fucking do as well as I did in the military?
Because you became the authority. You fucking tyrant. You are the man.
No.
Yeah. I think I just kept my mouth shut long enough to get promoted.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for one fucking second.
You're right. You're fucking right. Oh man, no, but I do look back and I'm like, man, I kind of wish I had done that because like I would have more skills now as an adult that I would find useful. Like I don't know how to make a fucking bow drill. I mean, I could probably figure it out, but like I've never had to fucking do that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I got like YouTube and
I was gonna say, there's probably a YouTube video.
Yeah, like, you can get a degree on YouTube now, but
yeah.
before that was a thing, back in the 3.5-inch floppies, you couldn't just pull up the internet.
Did you just format that? Oh no.
reformat that hard drive?
I stuck it to the fridge with a magnet to put it safe.
Yeah.
Speaking of, all right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, one of my family members is like, "Hey, can I get all your wedding pictures on a fucking disc?" And I'm like, "What?"
Dude, my computer doesn't even have a CD-ROM tray
I
in
don't.
it.
Yeah, there's no.
It's
fucking
gone.
Disc drive.
It doesn't
Like,
exist anymore.
I have a top-of-the-line PC, and I ain't got no motherfucking disc drive in it. Let me tell you that. And I'm like, we don't really use discs any. Like, it's on the cloud, man. It's on the cloud. Here's a link.
I
or
can
whatever.
send you a link. You can just fucking save them.
No, I need a disc. I'm like, does your Dell computer from 1998 have a fucking disc drive? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do know what you're saying.
like, are you about to pop in an AOL.com disc? Like, get the fuck out of here with
Did you
that.
fucking play Oregon Trail this morning? What the hell?
Can a loving son not speak poorly about his mother? So my wife's a photographer. We run a photography business. We do a lot of really cool stuff. And one of the not as cool, but also pretty special things is like family photos. And my mother, God bless her, cannot for the life of her figure out how to download the photos that my wife takes. Like, my wife will put together a beautiful family portrait session, send the link to my mom. Hey, can you put that on a thumb drive? Like, and there's no way around it. That's it.
At least
That's
she's
all she can do.
at the thumb drive and not a CD-ROM.
That, I mean, I guess there's that. Yeah.
I mean, there is that, but my
it's-
thing...
But when it gets to the
you
point where
click
they're
a
actually
link.
like looking at the picture on your laptop screen, and then they pull up their cell phone and take a picture of the screen.
Yeah, no,
so
that's
that
your
it's
mom.
on-
I already know
that is
that's your
my
mom.
mom.
Yeah.
That is my mom. So it's not even downloading it to the computer or viewing it on your phone and saving it to your phone. It's taking a live picture of the computer screen. Is the closest you're getting to
Yeah.
downloading it.
That's
God bless my mother-in-law.
God, yep.
She'll take the screenshot and
Okay.
post the screenshot with the date and the
date,
time
how
and the
much
how many
battery's left.
notifications.
you ever
This
know-
is your Latin long where this was taken at. Like,
Did you ever know anybody to take a cell phone picture of a Polaroid so they could have it?
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
I know that person.
whoa.
Did you have a Polaroid camera?
Actually,
He
we
did at
kind
his
of
wedding.
Yeah, we got like
Okay,
a
that doesn't
thing.
count. Did you have like a real Polaroid camera?
Negative. But guess what? Best Buy is selling.
They are back.
They are back.
Yes.
And they go for $500 fucking dollars.
That's insane to me.
like
Dude.
That is a
what
$20
the
Just
camera.
wait.
shit?
I watch it every couple years. They come into fad, they
And
go
then they
back
wash
out.
out.
They
Yeah.
come into fad, they go back out.
Those cows are loud.
Yeah, this is nice.
It is. It's phenomenal weather.
I feel like I'm away from the city,
It's because you are.
which is nice. I'm like, damn, maybe I don't get out of Fort Collins enough.
Yeah, no. I've lived in Fort Collins. I've lived in Loveland. I've lived in Greeley. I will never do it ever again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Dude, traffic's starting to get pretty bad, too.
Yup. Dude, did you see the biggest... This is how you know I'm a small town. You know what the biggest news of Wellington is right now? Dude, we got a left-hand turn arrow at the fucking bridge.
Bro.
Dude.
And there's a
game
fireman.
changer.
Speaking of Wellington and big news in this small town, when the dispensary popped up, people were losing their
That's
fucking
not Wellington.
minds. No?
It's a county island.
Yep.
What?
That's how they got around it.
Okay, I was
Because
wondering,
Wellington
because
put the
Wellington
hard
voted
no down.
I know they voted down on it
Yeah.
in the past.
Did you see the dude that was all pissed off because he thought it was a barbecue restaurant when it opened? Some dude got on Facebook and lit it up. He's like, I rolled in there ready for a nice steak dinner, and I found out it's one of them hooligan weed shops.
You need him on the fucking podcast. That's your next guest.
Maybe I shouldn't say this on the podcast, but one of our guests we need to find has to be somebody off the fucking wall with some wild shit. Well,
We know some of those people.
we are those people.
We are those people. You are those people, and I support it.
Do you remember that? It was the episode we had at Ghost. That was the one episode that was like fucking 7 hours long.
An hour and 45 because I showed up like right at the hour mark, and you're like, "Let's do another hour."
Let's
And I'm
just
like,
keep going.
Whew, all right, let's do it.
I remember I was starting to get tired and like, what are we talking about now?
Yeah.
Like that kind of like, okay, the conversation's getting a little slow. What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah, that was fun though.
Yeah.
That was intense.
It makes up for not hitting the pause button.
I'm sorry.
That was probably our shortest episode.
That
so
was.
far.
Oh, yeah, so you have a really long one and a really short one together that each both
about
equal
what's
in one normal episode.
Dude, so many people were like, what happened there? Like, well, let me tell you about it.
Did you read the episode name?
Yeah. I literally titled that so you would figure it out.
I read it, and then I listened to it, and I heard you talk about the pause button, and then all of a sudden, another fucking podcast starts playing. And this is, I don't know what time, 30 in the morning, and I'm not with it, but I know it's not right.
Some,
So,
no.
yeah, I texted you the other day, like, hey, So, was it like my cell phone signal
Nope.
fucked me, or
Nope.
you fucked me?
I fucked him.
All right, cool.
No, that was
Well,
definitely
thanks.
me. Was that the same when I broke the chair? That was the same when I broke the chair.
When you broke the and then I went back and tagged Chief Turtles at 113.
Dude. So, I'm at work the other day, and somebody rolls up to me that, like, doesn't know me well. He knows me through work. And he just goes, dude, I didn't know you had a podcast. And I'm like, what? You found it? He's like, yeah, that shit's hilarious. When you broke that chair, I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah, I know. I had a CVMA guy come up to me. He's like, hey, I've seen your podcast. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Hang on, I just got a moth down my shirt.
Just a straight moth invasion this year.
It is.
2 years ago, I would drive home, and you know how all the big, soft, like fucking Hallmark snowflakes glisten in your headlights?
Yeah.
Moths.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm fucking telling you.
So,
2 years ago, it was fucking unreal.
4 years ago, you weren't there. It was an Air Force guy we ride with, bomber, and checkmate. We went to Utah. We went out to like the Golden Spike Museum. I don't remember why we went there. I think it was for Utah State meeting. For the association that we were part of.
I remember you inviting me on that trip, and I just couldn't make it.
We ride down the canyon. We go from Evanston down through the canyon, dropping into Salt Lake City, and there's this small, little, tiny farm town at the bottom of this canyon before you make this turn and you hit like I-15 and everything opens up into the Salt Lake Valley. But I remember we turn this corner and you just see like this black fucking cloud of bugs, like a mile and a half wide. And literally you see all of us just fucking like roll down underneath that window chill. Dude, it took months to scrub those bugs off. And it felt like you were out. I thought we were riding through a hailstorm. It
That's
hurt.
gross.
It was bad, dude.
That reminds me of the love bugs in the fucking South, man.
Yes.
They get real thick like that.
Dude, all I remember I went to basic training in South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember, I was there in the summertime, and I remember they had, I think they were called like cow beetles, and they were bright fucking red. And you could slice them motherfuckers in half with an E-tool, and both fucking sides would continue to crawl away. The fucking bugs in the South are wild.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. It's true. Like when I lived in Mississippi, those cockroaches were like bigger than my fucking boot, man.
Dude, I remember waking up, we were doing a field training exercise, and there was like a wolf spider. I woke up, and this motherfucker was just like staring at me with all 37 of his fucking eyeballs.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I learned from the first episode spider bit.
Nope.
You're not a spider guy.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
This one was like the size of my fist.
Well, some of them look really fucking rude.
Yeah, this one did.
Oh.
He's eye fucking me times 37. It's not a fan.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, sometimes I just look at a spider and I'm like, man, you look really offensive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you're venomous, but you seem really fucking mean.
Like you want to be.
Right.
You're
like,
angry that you're not venomous.
Yeah.
I know some people like that.
How do we feel about pet spiders?
Nope.
I know you don't. Would you ever have a pet spider?
Over a snake in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Fuck snakes.
Oh man, Erica ran over a rattlesnake.
Give her one of those medals you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, she ran over it. I was like, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I pointed it out, and it was too late. She ran over it. I thought it was a piece of rope. And I looked, and I saw the, like,
Danger rope.
Yeah.
the fucking, the danger noodle patterns, and you're like,
Sure.
oh, that's a fucking rattlesnake, bro. Like, oh my god.
You know
Dude,
what?
I'm always paranoid on the motorcycle that, like, I'm going to pass too close to a rattlesnake.
There's
It's going
a-
to fucking lunge at me.
Have you seen the video?
No, don't show it to me.
Oh my
don't
God.
show it to me.
What
Oh
video?
my
No. I don't want to see
What
it.
video?
Dude, it'll take me a lot to dig it up, but there's a video of a dude just fucking cruising down the road. All of a sudden, snake slithering his fucking devil ass across the street, decides he's gonna jump up at this rider.
That is on my, like, top 10
I don't do
worst.
snakes.
I would
man.
start
I don't do
praying
snakes.
in Latin,
So-
I think. God damn, that's some scary shit.
Man, see, fuck, don't like
No,
snakes.
no.
I don't like snakes at all.
So when I was in Africa,
What kind of snakes do they have in Africa?
okay, they
I know
have-
they have
Why
some.
are you doing this?
I know they have wild shit in Australia, but what's Africa have?
Okay, they have something called, it's some kind of viper, and it chases you.
No.
Like
See?
you can't just like
Why
run
are we
away.
doing
Like
this?
it follows
Is this the
you.
Nightmares podcast?
It could be. But so this guy was like building. He was a CB guy. He was a chief, and the C battalion guys that build stuff, and I don't know, whatever. That's their thing. So anyway,
Bridges.
he's like moving 2x4s around in the desert in Africa. He moves the 2x4, and this fucking pit viper lunges out, and it like latches onto the bottom of his boot, and it didn't pierce his boot, but he didn't even like bat an eyelash. This dude just like
Fucking stomped it
saw
out.
it and just stomped it out, and then just went back to what he was doing. And I'm like,
He should get a fucking medal.
I would
know.
need at
And I'm
least
like-
3 hours to recover from
right.
I
And
would
here
cry.
I am, fucking intel chief, watching this shit happen, and I'm like, well, that's some hardcore shit, dude. Are you okay? He's like,
Man,
yeah, it's fine.
that.
It's
Are
all
you a
good."
Green Beret?
there's a lot of real shit that gives guys PTSD, but snakes would do it for me.
Oh
I'm
my
telling
God,
you, like,
dude. And they're like, the pit vipers in Africa, if you look them up, they have like spikes on them, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty frightening. Yeah, I got attacked by a beetle over there that was like an Egyptian like spirit trying to suck my soul out.
Like those fuckers in The Mummy with Brendan
It's
Fraser.
exactly what happened. He was scratching
Scarabs?
up. Yes, it was like a
Dude,
scarab.
Yeah. Is that a
It's like-
real thing?
Yeah,
Yes!
Scarab beetles are real.
Yes, and this thing
That will
was,
like devour your soul?
well, it was
Well,
trying to. It was like
soul.
trying to
But they'll
open
go-
my chest.
I mean, they'll
and
kill you.
scratch
They'll kill
me
you.
up,
Jesus.
like,
Which basically
it
takes
was
your soul.
crazy.
So what'd you do?
Well, I hadn't got a lot of sleep, and so I just woke up and threw it next to the other cots.
Made someone else's problem.
Yeah,
I want to know what normal.
Yeah,
that's what I heard too.
Well,
Man, it's someone else's problem.
Yeah, I told everybody, I was like, man, this beetle was like scratching up my chest last night. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, it was fucking huge. Like, was it a scarab beetle? I was like, I don't know. They're like, what'd you do with it? And I'm like, I just
Threw it at you.
threw it over there. And they're like, with the rest of us? Well, you guys didn't seem too concerned. Like,
I want to know what normal people think of this podcast if they listen to it.
oh my God, dude.
Like somebody that has like a nice little 9 to 5 like banker job.
Right.
I don't know those people.
Me either.
Never.
We don't affiliate with them.
I mean, but they might stumble across us.
They could.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to listen to us very long. We're pretty offensive.
You
At least
think so?
maybe not like there's more offensive people out there.
Yeah,
I felt like we tried to be real inclusive on this one.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
feel
we're
like we did.
We're just a little
Until this guy
rough
started
around
dropping
the
N bombs
edges.
with his fucking YouTube videos the other day. I was like, nope, delete, redacted.
Okay, hang on.
That was not him.
Rewind. There was a YouTube video that we featured,
If you
and
ca-
it
if
was
you
a little bit more explicit.
if you caught the SpongeBob splice in episode 5, there was some happenings that Tatanka was like, this is a no for me.
so Chief learned. So I learned that day before we just pull up YouTube videos.
We should probably
podcast,
review that first.
Let's review them first.
Also, that shit was so loud.
It was crazy.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, that was 3 minutes. I was like, we're gonna not on this. What did you think of the intro music?
I loved it.
Oh man, I feel like this intro music is us.
Is it too long?
I think
want
it's a
more of it.
little.
It was a little long.
Little
I felt like
I want more of it.
you want more of it.
All of it.
What'd you think of the outro song? I put the whole ass song on it.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like it. I feel like it's a good, like, kind of rambling man, like, kind of Western feel to it, you know, and
And
I
the
think the outro can be long, but I think the intro needs to be a little
short, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you think of the graphic content user warning at the beginning? Funny? No? Appropriate?
I
Yes?
like appropriate.
Yeah.
I was like, that just,
It's
it's
just-
par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll mess around with more sound effects. Not these ones.
Let's hit it one time, the applause roll.
Was it this one?
Oh, shit.
That wasn't it. What's this one? Nope.
There it is.
That one.
Okay. C.
You gotta
Hold
press
it
and
down.
hold.
C. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
could be like...
What's A? Ooh. That's a little bit of that scrambled cable effect.
I was dying.
We talked about
On my truck, I I'm dying.
Oh my god! Oh, is that a butt? It's two.
I knew everybody was gonna pick up on that immediately.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's some like millennial shit right there. You know. You're like, oh, I think I saw a butt.
Why is your tube stock starchy?
And you always had like recall on some other channel, so in case somebody walked in, flip back over to something else.
Oh my god.
Do you guys remember the Girls Gone Wild promos when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Woo! JC Fanny catalogs.
Yeah, I got busted with Sears catalog. I was like, right. And this is before, like, as a teenager, you just have a phone and have untethered access to things, right?
You're not talking about anything you know about, right?
Exactly. My mom's like, I think I was like 10 or 11. Mom's like, why is this catalog under your bed? I'm like, oh, I was going to order you something. Like a 10-year-old knows how to pick up a fucking phone and place a mail order and...
Okay, different topic. Different topic. The other day, I was ordering. Where was I? I don't remember where I was at, but I got food, right? And it was one of those places. So, like, I kind of have this general rule of, like, if I walk into a place and I order my food standing up, not tipping. Okay? Not
I
tipping.
had this conversation today.
Yeah. If I'm standing in front of you and I'm pressing the buttons, not tipping. Anyways, I remember where I was. Not important. This lady tells me, like, how to use the card swiper, and then she goes, and if you want to tip, there's the buttons at the bottom. And my first thought is like, okay, first of all, I'm standing here, I'm not tipping. Second of all, I know I don't look like I'm fucking young.
Right.
I've got a lot of gray in my beard. I've ordered food for a couple of years now. I know how the fuck to do this.
It's not my first time seeing a tip machine.
This actually isn't my first rodeo.
No, and you know what? You're fucking right, because I feel like I get told how to use those card machines way more than I fucking ever need instructions.
Dude, I've been using credit cards since you had the little fucking machine you had to over the carbon paper.
Can I tell you where I was a slow learner, though?
I really wanted to make a joke, but I couldn't think of one.
I know.
Edit one in, whatever.
Dude, that happens to me sometimes where he'll say something and, like, I want to fucking make a joke, but he'll, like, stand there for, like, 4 minutes, like...
Yeah, dude.
That happened today. You told me where you were going, and literally it took me, like, 8 minutes to think of something to say about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, your story.
Yeah,
sorry.
Sorry.
No, just when they switched everything from the swipe to the chip. But like half the fucking world was still on swipe.
Swipe, yeah.
The other half was on chip, and you looked like a fucking idiot no matter what. Anyone else have some trauma from that?
You know what irritates me?
Because I was on fucking deployment when they started switching to that shit, and I hadn't been in the United States for almost a fucking year. I come back, and they're like...
You gotta insert your card.
I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, your card with the chip. And I'm like, you mean my ID card? Like... They're like,
I'm not putting my cat card in your credit card reader.
But a regular state ID didn't have a fucking chip in it.
Right.
It was just your military ID, right?
No, the military IDs had a chip.
Yeah, they've had a chip since like 2004.
Oh,
But what I'm saying
That's
is
a guess.
the state IDs didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
they're
the state
asking you for a
IDs.
chip, thinking, oh, well, I guess they need my military ID.
Because I enlisted in 2002, and I got the old green card. The little floppy, like it's paper heavily laminated green card.
Right.
But by, I want to say 2003, I had a CAC.
So
I'm not going to say cat card because that's fucking annoying.
It is.
redundant. Yep. Yeah. So when I
ATM
joined,
machine,
Yeah.
PIN number.
yeah, when I joined, I got a cat card, and then when I retired,
Thank you.
I got the green, or it's the blue,
The blue, yeah.
laminated thing, which they don't issue anymore.
No.
I guess. Yeah. I still roll around with that thing. I look like a fucking serial killer in that picture.
Dude, I've got the old the not like it's the VA ID, but not the one that you get your medical card. Like it's the like.
I think I got mine on.
Give me my 10% discount card, please.
Oh wait.
Choose VA.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys don't know what this is, do you?
No.
But you know what I have seen a bunch? Is the dependent cards.
The dependent cards? Yeah. How many times they pull it out on traffic stops? Sorry.
How'd you know that's where I was going?
Because I just gave away what your profession is, but
Because I used to.
You're
do
a
that.
trash
Oh,
man.
Pulled
You
over.
did
Here's
it.
my military ID. I don't know why
like,
you would need this, but here it is.
okay. So to clarify, I'm former law enforcement. You're a trash man somewhere.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Full disclosure, I'm the only like non-military member here in this group right now, which is fine. Kind of. But yeah, I'm a cop.
I love how he says it with disdain too. I'm a cop. I hate
It's like-
myself. It's fine.
Dude, well, there's a generation of TikTok cops that enjoy it, but the rest of us are trying to figure out what the fuck.
How the fuck do we
did.
get out of this?
Like, how do we get out, and why wasn't I a firefighter?
Right. Right.
Edit that out.
No. I'm absolutely not.
Oh, it's that. Yeah, well,
Why can't I be the fucking hero?
just wave at me with all 5 fingers for once, please. Good lord.
I'm sorry you
Why
crashed
do you
your-
have a guilty face on? Because I flipped off a cop today on my bike.
No.
Do you guys smell bacon?
He is the one closest to the fire.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fucked.
It's them chicharrones right there.
Oh,
Oh man, don't even. Get
So-
me
so
started
anyways,
on
people-
chicharrones.
you get the Dependa ID on the traffic
Yeah.
stops, trying to get
Yeah.
a little out of it, a little grease.
Oh, yes. It's every fucking stop's the same. How many? Like, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably been pulled over once or twice. License, insurance, registration. Well, here's my dependent ID. Is
Don't
that
give a
your
fuck.
license, your insurance, or your
Don't give a
registration?
fuck.
No, it's not.
I had a guy
You're
tell
trying
me
to
once.
gain favor, and okay, you probably got it, but it was still wrong.
I had a guy tell me once that he was a fighter pilot, and I was like, cool. Not doing real well on the highway though.
Also, do you want to
Yeah.
answer? This is how we get asked.
Cool. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Like, and a dependent car too. Like,
Yeah.
you're not even the one.
Do you want me to call you
serving.
by your husband's rank too? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
like,
Oh.
Should we call him and tell you how? Never.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh.
stop that.
Yeah. No, I did do. And maybe I told you. I told these guys. I did a little bit of law enforcement while I was in the Navy, and I was like, "There's definitely way too many rules in this."
I have a question. I have a question though.
Yeah.
Was it like law enforcement or were you gate guard?
It was a little of both.
Okay.
So I did do gate guard predominantly, I would say, but I was also like one of the section leaders, so I had to do like a lot of the training and drills, and then I did a little bit of patrol. Yeah, no, and it wasn't bad. I enjoyed, like the academy and all that stuff, but then like when you started working with people and people are just like really shitty to you for no reason, it's like, this
That's what
kinda
it-
fucking sucks.
that's
dude.
what it was
It's
for
like,
me.
Like, I'm just trying to do my fucking job, bro. Like,
That's
give
what
me
it
a
was for
break.
me, is when you realize that literally nobody you come in contact with is having a good fucking day, and they'll fucking hate the fact that you're there.
Right.
Like, you're there because somebody crashed, you're there because they're in a fight, you're there because somebody died.
Yeah,
Like,
but did the idealistic little girl in me?
that's the Eagle Scout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you meet everyone on their worst day,
Yeah, everybody.
and if you can make it suck a little bit less.
Yeah.
See, you have, in your jurisdiction,
I mean,
and
you
what
don't
you
do
do,
that at a gate. But,
Right.
I was just there to fucking piss on everybody.
well,
Like, oh, you crashed your car. Oh, you're drunk. Oh, cool, I'm gonna tow it. Oh, you know, here's your traffic ticket.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
You could actually, you could like
Yeah,
do
but-
some hero shit. Me, no.
Well, hero shit's overrated. Like,
that's fair.
That is fair.
That's fair.
That is fair. But
Right.
we still need those people.
we
No,
all,
for sure.
God, like, okay, so it's 4 dudes sitting around a stump that all signed up to do shit for other people.
Right.
So that the hero shit has a place, like, in the core of who we are.
Right.
And I'll only speak for myself, but it may be overrated. It's needed.
It's needed.
It's absolutely necessary. But like I said, if I can make someone's day suck a little bit less, then sweet.
Yeah.
But they don't know that it sucked less.
Right.
They don't know that it could have been X times worse. It sucked less. I know that, and I go home, and that's okay. Cool. I'm about it. If I can do that for people and show my kid that it's worth serving other people, then I'm about it.
Would you stoke that bitch up big? I'm kind of cold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
No, I think that's a great perspective to have, and like, I think like along with that comes some resilience. Like, I don't know, obviously not the same, but like when I go teach kids, like sometimes, I'm like, man, I got this class today, it's gonna be a tough class or whatever. But then like I'll be sitting in the classroom and I'm like, for an hour and a half, I'm responsible for these kids, and like maybe in that hour and a half I can make some kind of impact.
Yeah.
And that does, like, I think about that when I have to wake up at like 5 in the morning, and it gets me up and kind of keeps me motivated, but it's still like I did enough of it and I did it long enough to know that it was a draining job, and so like, and just to kind of like scratch your back here for a second, bro, like you do that as your career and then you go home and you do more work. It's like your hobby is work, I feel like sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
No, for sure.
But really, I mean, I think it's awesome that, you have a career in that, and then you're at home and, you're ranching and being productive with the land and the homestead you have, and it's pretty cool shit.
Trying to, like, it's a call to service. Like, service to others is, I don't know what else I would be here for.
Right.
If not that. And whether it's teaching kids or doing the cop stuff or, raising bison so that a couple of my friends here in this group can get some good, clean, grass-fed protein.
Oh, it's fucking, and it's delicious too.
To fuel themselves and their families. Like, the motto for Castle Bison is strengthen your herd. And we think about that in either like a tiered or a ripple kind of effect. Like, what can I do to strengthen myself so that I can then strengthen my wife and my kid? Like, how can I serve them? And now that my family's strong, what can we do for our friends? Like, can I afford the time away to just hang out and fellowship with like the three of you right now? And what can I do for my community, my neighbors? And it's that ripple effect of strengthen your herd. How far does your herd go?
Yeah.
That in any aspect, like I said, teaching kids, my philosophy as a cop with kids is like, I don't want to close a door in their future before they know they even want to walk through it. So when they're kids being kids and acting a fool, and they're drunk in the park on summer vacation, okay, do they need a ticket? Or can I scare the shit out of him?
Right.
Make the star quarterback of the high school football team cry, call his mommy, and have him ripped a new one and problem solved. And he still gets to go to university that next year.
Yeah.
There's trucking shit all over the fucking country to make sure people have what they need, and making sure entire installations keep running the way they need to, because nothing we do is paper and pen anymore. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're in the way of a bullet or not. It's service to others.
You just remind me of a thing I saw on the social media, because that's where we see anything tangible anymore, is on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. It was talking about you have to know the difference between enjoying your youth and ruining your future.
Say it again.
I like
Say
that.
it again.
You have to know the difference between enjoying your youth and ruining your future. And there's a fine line, a super fine line, where you go from having fun to good luck getting a job.
Yeah.
And I think the current, I don't know what generation we're on now, who the new ones are.
Gen A's.
Gen A's, is that where we're at now?
They rolled back over.
Okay. Wow. I think they're struggling a little bit to know where that line is.
Yeah.
Not that we did, but
Yeah.
maybe it's every
It's your
generation.
place to find that line.
Yeah.
We didn't have the access. Like,
It's so easy to get anything. Everything.
yeah. Like,
Do I remember you still had to like mail order stuff? Like if I wanted new wrestling shoes, dude, that shit took like 6 weeks to get new wrestling shoes.
Yeah, there was no Amazon next.
Like I had to open up.
That's because you're in fucking Wyoming.
I
with
had
the
to
Pony
open
Express,
up
dude.
the fucking East Bay. I had to open up the East Bay catalog, pick my fucking shoes, write out the fucking form, put a fucking mail order in, send it through Pony Express, wait for it to fucking return with my fucking wrestling shoes 6 weeks later.
Dying East Bay, bro. Heard that forever. I remember we'd bring those catalogs to school and be like, "Oh, I want this one," and shit. Holy fuck,
Yeah.
that was like 20 years ago. Oh, God.
Fucking East
man.
Bay was the shit, man. They had good stuff.
Yeah. CCS for skateboarding.
Fucking, I wanted those.
Dude. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I absolutely know what you're talking about.
Now I can just go to
Man.
like.
I remember for like a couple of years, I just stared at the same fucking little 1-inch square
Yeah.
of that World Industries skateboard.
Right.
And then I got it. And I
Yeah.
got it one year for my birthday because my mom felt bad for me, and it was awesome.
So, you just reminded me of a topic we were talking. We were dabbling in it earlier before we run out of battery. But can we talk about the different levels of nerddom that exists in this group?
Yeah.
Because you sent me, okay, there's two things I want to talk about.
All right, let's do it.
You sent me a picture of a BB-8
Droid,
remote
yeah.
control droid. But
Right.
what you sent me was this remote control toy
Right.
on a charging base.
Yeah.
And I thought that motherfucker was a Roomba. I was like, did you
Right.
buy a Star Wars Roomba?
I mean,
and you
you're
were
not-
like, nah, bro.
I mean,
How about a toy?
but like, you're not wrong, right? Like, it's very similar to a Roomba because it rolls around, you know, like.
But then, like, okay, so I was telling them, like, I dabble in some nerdy things. Like, I love history. I like to read. I like playing video games sometimes.
That's
Not
like
not
surface level.
no, not to the level that a lot of other
That's what
dudes
he's
do.
getting at, is the different
Like, I
levels
like
of
to watch.
nerddom.
I'll watch Star Wars. I'll watch Lord of the Rings. I'll watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But one day, you and our buddy Kyle in South Dakota fucking hit me up, and what did you ask me if I wanted to do?
We were like, hey, Dungeons and Dragons. Now, see,
What the fuck, bro?
so I know you.
I work, man.
I
What
know-
the fuck?
Right. And
I'm a grown up.
right. Like, I know these things about you.
I have bills, man.
Right, and so like I knew that like you had like adult priorities and things, and so like you probably don't have the time or the mental capacity to like talk in a fucking silly voice and be a character, right?
Wait,
You started.
And so-
You
I
started.
didn't know
You
that
started
you did silly
describing these
voices.
fucking characters to me, and I'm just like, if I could have taken a picture of me staring at my fucking phone, and my message is just like, what the fuck is this dude saying to me?
Yeah, he like
You were speaking fucking 3 different foreign languages.
yeah. So Kyle asked him, he's like, "You want to play?" And then JT was like, "Read message." No reply. and then I was like, "Oh, D&D." I was like, "Yeah, I could play a good D&D campaign." I'm like, "Well, which edition are you playing? You playing 5th edition? You playing Pathfinder?" And he's like,
I'm still
yeah,
at like a fucking board game from the 90s. Like,
He's
what are we
like,
talking
are
about
you guys
here?
talking about Monopoly? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I could probably play maybe a paladin or something. And he's like, what are you nerds talking about? and it's funny because you know we've played a couple times now, and let me tell you, that Kyle guy, he was so smart, dude. And he'll
Dude.
get into his characters, and then he starts talking about lore, lost lore and shit. And I'm like, what is this obscure
Bro,
shit? Holy fuck.
I won a POG tournament when I was in elementary school. I don't know what the fuck y'all are on. What the fuck are you guys talking about half the time?
Oh shit, man. For me, I think it started with Wizards of the Coast and Pokemon, the trading card game. That's where it started for me. That was it.
I had
That was the segue and all this.
I had
shit.
Topps NFL trading cards, bro.
Yeah, I had some of those.
What planet are you on? Not mine.
It gets. I mean, D&D is probably the nerdiest type of shit I do. I would say, maybe.
You play Magic too, though.
I also, and I don't just play Magic. I play competitively too.
Oh no!
So I've won like tournaments and shit, and which is kind of funny because I roll into these Magic shops and I'm like, sleeved out, fucking, wearing a motorcycle cut or whatever, and like, what up, nerds?
On your dual sport.
Yeah, my dual sport. Yeah. And these fucking guys look at me like, this guy, there's no way this guy knows anything or has any brain cells to play this game, and then like, I destroy them and knock their fucking fedora off their head. I'm like, fuck your ruby dagger.
How many kids did you make cry this last week?
I don't think I made any kids cry this.
No, I feel like you make kids cry.
I mean, yeah. Well, when I was a chief, there were some grown people that cried a couple times. I didn't necessarily like doing that, because that's not the kind of chief I was. But, every once in a while, somebody fucks up pretty good, and you really just gotta let them have it.
Dude. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You were about that Pokemon Go too, weren't you? No?
I didn't like that.
Okay.
No, I was.
I downloaded the app once and looked at it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No.
No, like Pokemon, there's like adults that still play Pokemon, the trading card game and stuff, and I just can't do it. It's just too wholesome and Disney for me now. I need some like...
This is too clean. I don't like it.
I like the
You just
black
said the D
magic.
word. Now we're going to get censored.
No, we're getting sued. We just got the letter in the mail.
Yep.
Oh. Whoops.
Cease and desist
Disney.
for likeness.
Oh.
Like this?
Yeah, fucking Mickey Mouse over here.
Let's see, what other nerdy shit? So there's, I played Dungeons & Dragons, Magic the Gathering,
Here's the nerdiest thing I've done in a while. When I was a kid, do you remember, like, they would send out in the mail, like, these educational, like, books, like, binders, and you get, like, 16 pages at a time for whatever fucking topic you were into? So I got these, like, my mom got me a subscription that you get like 16 pages of fucking airplanes, like these cards that folded out, and like they had every fact about every airplane on each like card. Like one card was one airplane.
That's cool.
I had 4 binders of these when I was a kid, and I like threw them away or sold them or whatever because I was like, I'm in high school now. This is stupid. Whatever. I don't want these. When I was a fully grown fucking adult, not even like 5 years ago, I found them all on eBay and I fucking bought them.
Yeah.
I have them.
Nice.
I think our batteries are dying.
That's a really wholesome story.
Yeah, like that was the nerdiest thing I've done in a while. Is I have these 4 binders of airplane cards with airplane facts.
So
I like that.
So kind of crazy, similar story. I know we're probably out of time here, but
I think our battery's gonna die. Is what's happening.
So there's this guy I'm friends with, and he's about my age, and I was talking about Magic, and he was talking about playing Pokemon as a kid, and I was talking about playing Pokemon as a kid, and then he told me he like still had his Pokemon cards, and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
I
And
still have mine.
he's like, "Yeah, I still have all my binders and shit," and I'm like, "Do you have any idea how much that shit is worth now?"
That's the whole goal.
And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Bro, let me see this." I started looking at his cards. They were like first edition, first cards off the fucking press. And I'm like, "Dude, you have like over $1,000 sitting in this one fucking binder." And I wonder, you should look at yours and see what you have.
I need to sometime.
I know a guy that can help you with that.
All right.
Yeah, there's like apps and things you can use. And,
Okay.
yeah, Pokemon cards. Somehow we have neglected to talk about the WWE this
Oh, you ruined it now, didn't you? We almost went one full episode without a Ric Flair mention.
Oh, Ric Flair!
Woo! 6 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
That's like a thing now.
It is a thing. I feel like I need to watch more WWE now.
Did you guys see that Utah has a new NHL hockey team?
No.
So I guess, I don't know, was it Phoenix? But like there was an Arizona hockey team, which sounds weird to begin with, that just like, I don't know if they folded or were in financial trouble and like the league took over. I don't know shit about hockey. Let me point that out first. But like they just up and moved it to Utah. And so they have this like Utah hockey team now. They haven't named it yet. We don't know what colors it is, but like I started following the fan groups because like I kind of want to get away from The No Fun League.
Yeah.
It's just not feeling. I used to be a super huge football fan, like monster, like scream at the TV football fan, and I'm just not feeling it anymore. So I thought maybe I would pay attention to hockey, but I've been following this, and it seems kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, if they're in Utah, they could be like the Joseph Smith Golden Place or something.
The Utah missionaries.
Definitely getting fucking
The Utah Elders.
God.
When the fucking 13-year-old comes up, I don't know what age.
We are alienating
13-year-old
an entire religion out of our
comes
show.
up to you in Walmart.
Fuck yeah.
No, all respect to whoever wants to believe whatever they want to believe. You know.
The Mormons helped me get Eagle Scout, right? I'm good with them.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah. Where's the pause button again?
I don't fucking know.
So back to WWE.
Hockey,
Here I am, a
hockey.
brand new fucking cop, and I'm doing cop things, and this mountain of a man shows up on scene. Come to find out, this medic was a former WWE star.
That's awesome.
Whoa.
Yep.